All right, now we back hot. Had to take a break. Had to take a pause. But we was talking about off mic or off record. What I was saying is that it's a lot of news stories that's with as far as food and with kids and food, whether it's public school, it's especially public school or whatnot. So my question I was saying with y'all, as far as like free lunch or lunch, like, hey man, some of these kids don't get a lunch at home. You know what I'm saying? So like that'd be the main food that they eat. Like us going whatever school we went to, whatever schools we went to. Well, 80% of us went to ESEC. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I mean? Like, hey, some of these cats ain't had no goddamn meals, or especially if you want to go elementary or go middle school or something like, but all the way up to the thing, like, hey. That fucking Tony's Pieces, man. That fucking Tony's Pizza, whatever he is able to get. So you know what I mean? Food up. How much food that our circle bought throughout those years, or give them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we got sugar cookies or whatever and shit, but they ain't got that, so we gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna buy something for a little homie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that was in high school, middle school as well. You understand? So that was my question. And like, I'm like, I just think it should be free overall, man. Like somehow, like it's some type of political bill or whatever. I think.
Well, you know, everything is tax. They only get to make that food because of the tax that they take out of our checks and shit like that, though, bro. So I feel like the money is getting tight in the government somewhere, probably because the niggas is doing too much funding for war. You feel me? So that type of money is getting taken away from the schools and shit like that, or they putting that shit elsewhere. You feel me? So, I feel like, you know, like public school, it's the reason why they going to fucking public schools, because they ain't got the money to go to a fucking private institution. Right. So, I feel like, you know, like how they used to check your parents' income and shit. And
yeah,
like we just talking about, like, yeah, that's
what
they
still do.
Quarter in the envelope
for the
milk, milk, shit like that. Though,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Some niggas had to bring their own motherfucking lunch. If they ain't regulating it, if they not regulating it like that, like, I wonder what changed to make them do what they doing now. Because niggas probably been fucking the system. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. People was probably taking advantage.
Taking advantage, yeah.
Still doing this.
Yeah, but like probably.
Where they shouldn't be going.
Yeah, but that shit okay kind of now.
Switching.
They going that too.
But I mean, now Cleveland has that where you don't have to live in Cleveland to go to Cleveland schools now.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's going now.
For you to go to BRUZ, you gotta have a BRUZ fucking.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but for the city of Cleveland, you don't.
Yeah, Cleveland, yeah.
You can live in.
I think it's different.
No, you can get in trouble.
He bus driver. So no, he know. He bus driver.
Has it now that you can live anywhere and go to Cleveland schools.
Yeah.
Cleveland schools. I'm talking about one of these private schools.
Nah.
As far as the private schools, no, you can't get there. But the city of Cleveland, you can get into the school.
You ain't about to go to university. So, well, you can. You just gonna have to pay that $10,000.
Yeah, but like overall, like the reason why, the reason why the schools be the way they is because like y'all was talking about tax dollars, like people ain't got jobs or like you got like shitty jobs, so they like the tax money ain't really that much. And then some people got a bunch of kids and working shit jobs, so you not really taking taxes out of that. Like I'm one of them people that they take hella taxes out of my check, and I ain't got no kids, and I be like, I don't see why I'm giving this money up, but I get it. So like you got to remember, a lot of people ain't working in the city of Cleveland. So like that's
a whole
that's going into schools is less and less. Like people lose more and more jobs.
No,
smaller ones. So
I disagree with that a little bit.
You can disagree.
I disagree. No, I'm saying I would with the school stuff, but I disagree because guess what? Because like for instance, I live in Garfield.
Yeah.
So I pay a Cleveland tax because I work in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then saying that, and then like, see me, well, you should like when I do my form, when I gotta do my forms and shit, like I gotta pay a Garfield tax, Ohio City tax, and whatever. And then even when I worked at BRUZ, when I lived on the 18, you know what I'm saying? Like I paid the whatever you want to call it, tax out there, Warrensville tax, that tax, whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm paying two taxes.
So
the money is going there.
Look again though, like.
You gotta feel like it's for
all those, but like the people that's living in Cleveland and got their kids going to Cleveland schools don't. That like some of those people, a lot of those people not working. A lot of that money not going towards the schools. Like I see what you saying too. And then a lot of people like that, you might have a job. You live in the city, your job not in the city.
Yeah, and then some people probably not even working.
There's so much money that don't come in the city, don't get spent. Like money getting spent in the city. So that's why the schools be suffering from.
Right. Oh yeah, no. Now when you said that, I kind of understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that dollar don't circulate because it's not a lot of infrastructure for it to circulate, for it to go where it would need to go.
Hey, they restructuring the schools now. You know they about to.
The Collinwood, ML. They was trying to do. The one dude trying to fix that. I was talking about that last week. I had it on my docket for last week, but like they trying to close like Collinwood, trying to close MLK, Jane Addams, like 3 of those. They trying to close it, and those 3 are the biggest schools.
Like 6 through 12 and shit. They trying to cut down.
The worst shit ever, man.
That don't make sense,
kids. Putting K through 8 in one building.
Hot as fuck.
I don't think that's like the worst idea ever.
I think
it should go like K through 5. I think K through 5.
Hold on.
Kids in their teens going to school with kids and they
right
about why people getting touched the wrong way.
Right.
Y'all got these motherfuckers in the same.
I'm telling you.
But look, you can't always go all the way and jump. But look,
I'm not gonna go all that way.
You can't jump to the extreme negative because on the flip side, you got to remember that now families got 2 parents working and maybe 1 parent working a lot. So that teen, it make it easier for the schools to operate because now that teen go to the same school with their little brother and little sister. So now y'all look, and then that make it safer for them kids on top of that.
But it don't make it.
it don't make it safer though.
It don't necessarily make it safer
because now maybe your 13, 14-year-old don't have to walk to that other school to go pick up their little brother or sister. They got to wait for them to get there, and then they can go together. That's like it's little increments of safety.
No,
like
it's a plus and it's a minus.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
I'm talk from experience.
And you can't always go to the extreme like bad because the extreme bad ain't always there.
Right, but I'm gonna talk from experience. And like I say, working for Cleveland schools, I'm a bus driver.
Yeah,
I drive kids K through 8th grade. Period. I got 8th graders on my bus. And I got 5-year-olds on my bus. The shit just don't mix.
Right. At the same time, they go to the same school.
Same school, because schools are K through 8.
Time high.
And it just don't mix. And I take it like this. When I went to school, I went to middle school. I went to Whitney Young. When I got to Whitney Young, I went there for 2 years. They took, like right now, Whitney Young is up to 12th grade now. But when I got there, they took that shit out. I left. Went to high school, they stopped at 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? And they took that shit out the schools. They broke the schools down so that you had
6 to 8,
middle, high school.
Right.
They right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they taking that shit back now, and it's just like intermediate school, high school.
Yep.
Is what they doing. But that shit don't. I think it's
so it's like
trash.
3 through 8
and then 9 through 12.
But that saved the city money.
And that's what it's about. It's about saving them money.
It saved the city money. Yeah.
But I mean, it's creating. I think it's creating a problem. It's creating crowding in schools.
But you don't have
crowding is just one. I'm speaking now.
That's why we got so many charter schools and people go to charter schools.
And right, and then it's also taking away money because now it's opening up all these charter schools like you just said. So it's taken away from Cleveland because now that's why they're trying to close down schools because everybody putting their kids in charter schools.
Yeah, everything you do to fix something is gonna make something worse. Like it doesn't make a difference. It's gonna always be like a push and pull. Like it's nothing that's gonna make it work unless like you really get real infrastructure in the city and then we get real money and real tax dollars to make the schools better and like to be able to like to widen that gap and like break it back into those small like intermediate.
Right.
Well, elementary, middle school.
But like,
I mean, because that's how the suburbs got.
But if you don't got the money to do it, then you can't. But the suburbs, I have like maybe like 2 schools that are like for like K through 5.
Because it was
like 1-2 schools that are for like 6th, 7th,
Shaker.
8th, and then like everybody go to the
Because,
same high school.
They got one high school. They got what?
Yeah,
one
that's
middle
how it
school,
was.
and
Exactly.
they got
Yeah.
and like a couple of elementaries, right? But I'm
I
saying,
mean, like me,
Cleveland, it's 1 million elementaries, it's 1 million middle schools.
like me, like for instance, to break it down, like it was,
like
well,
not doing that.
in Cleveland, how it used to be or whatever.
Right.
the segregation part, right?
In Cleveland, how it used to be, it used to be one. I did kindergarten, AJ Rickoff. Then I moved and so I did 1st through 3rd to Charles Dickens, 4th and 5th Prairie View, 6th to 8th Whitney Young, and then 9 through 12 Tech. You know what I'm saying?
Harvey Rice, 1st, 2nd.
Right. And then a lot of cats went to exactly Corlett, like or Hamilton, exactly Nathan Hale, Hamilton, right?
Exactly. We all do the same shit. I did the same shit. Everything they named.
Everybody did because
Well, the only reason I had to go, I couldn't go to Hamilton even though I lived on Benham right there, but I had honors classes, so therefore I had to go to these said schools or whatever shit. But still though, yeah, you had to go.
I mean, that's what you had to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you say, I went to Corlett. I went
and
to
they was
Benjamin
busting
Franklin.
everything.
I went to
you live in a certain
Paul
district,
Revere.
you're going to these
I went.
schools.
Right.
You gotta go to these.
And like I say, you a couple years here,
You leave Corlett, you're going to Benjamin Franklin.
Exactly.
Or you're
Right.
going to Jameson.
Jameson.
Right.
What side of the block
I
you
lived
on?
in Benjamin Franklin zone.
Right. I lived right across the street from Corlett. I went to
Right,
Corlett.
I'm like,
Right.
The fuck?
So that's how it was.
But everybody I grew up with was going to the same schools as me, so like that was the thing. Like no matter
But
what,
I mean,
we stayed together.
it wasn't heavy charter schools and shit like it is now.
Yeah, all
It
that,
wasn't
everything
heavy
is
options.
different. Everything changed.
Yeah.
Now. Like all that changed.
We definitely had more schools too back then.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely had it. Yeah.
You by you being in the system, you seeing everything. How long you been a bus driver?
4 years.
So have you seen the difference between the merge?
Oh, it's a big difference, man. Like I say, I think a lot of shit going down.
Right.
As far as education wise, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, you crowding the space by doing K through 8. You don't have enough teachers. You know what I'm saying? So
My son
that's
his
when you
first
got
year in first grade. He
15,
went
20
two
kids
teachers
in class.
quit already, nigga, and it's only November.
Oh man, I've been seeing all that.
In
And like I
first
said,
grade, he seen
I
two
drive
teachers quit
Cleveland
first grade.
School and I drive for a charter school.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Let
And
finish this point.
that shit
Let
even
finish
getting
this
worse
point.
because, like you say, as a bus driver, we have to outsource to charter schools and shit because they closing all the schools. So we gotta have work. So now we gotta drive for these charter schools. Whole nother set of rules dealing with them, they kids. It's horrible.
That's tough.
It is. It's real horrible.
That's tough.
Oh, well, shit. Hey, I mean,
And like I say, a lot
far-
of people picking homes.
I'm gonna say, far as it's extra time right now.
Everybody under one roof make these
Oh.
little niggas tougher.
Oh shit!
Right.
Fight to the death. Whoever
K through 12 in one building.
If you don't make it out this fucking
Nigga gotta do
school,
the Hunger Games
you ain't
first
gonna make it in
diploma.
life
Hey.
like that.
Hey, it's gonna be-
Hey, I tell you one thing. JoJo will make it, baby.
Right.
He gonna be like, "Pop."
In school with a pocket knife.
That nigga said they
Everything.
Hey, get them niggas Joe Clark, huh?
Hey,
Right, Joe Clark
fuck
put
it.
all
Put
that
chains
shit.
on all the
Yeah,
doors.
You can call me Batman.
yes. Alrighty, you about to shut it down. You ready now? Alrighty. Well, I can't do this.
Damn, I thought
Well, we ain't talking about. I don't mean talking about one thing. No, so we gonna pause again. You know what I'm saying? We can come back down. We're gonna pause again for the cause. About to go ahead and pray and shit, cause I don't want to get in trouble by the ladies. So we're gonna
Right.
pause this bitch again. So it's gonna be goddamn a 3-4 segment. I already know it's gonna go long like this, so I'm all down. So I'm gonna bust this shit down the real way. But with that being said,
I'm going upstairs.
hold on.
Oh yeah, you could connect.
You home.